This is Sir Phil and this is Sir Phil's channel. Welcome back to our Mathematics 9 lesson series involving quadratic equations. So today we're going to discuss the fourth method of solving quadratic equation, which is solving quadratic equations using the quadratic formula. And for this session, the learners are expected to first is to determine the values of A, B, and C in a given quadratic equation. Second is to express the given quadratic equation in standard form efficiently. And finally, we're going to solve quadratic equations using the quadratic formula. So the MELC's code for this lesson is M9AL-IA-B-1. So let us now proceed with our quadratic formula. So the quadratic formula allows us to solve any quadratic equation that's in the form ax squared plus bx plus c equal to 0. As you can see on the quadratic formula, it involves a, b, and c. This is why it's important to us to get the values of a, b, and c using the standard form of quadratic equation. So the quadratic formula is given by x equal to negative b plus and minus square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So let us have first recall on how to write a quadratic equation in its standard form. And next, we're going to recall also on how to get the true value of a, b, and c. So let us have first the first example. We are given 3x squared minus 15x plus 2 equal to 0. So as you can see, this particular quadratic equation is already in standard form, written in ax squared plus bx plus c. That's why it's easy now for us to get the values of a, b, and c. And take note, going by the recall, a is the numerical coefficient of the quadratic term, or the x squared. B is the numerical coefficient of the linear term, or x. And C is our constant term. So in this particular example, 3x squared minus 15x plus 2 equal to 0. The value of A is positive 3 since the numerical coefficient of the quadratic term is positive 3. And then the value of B is negative 15 since the numerical coefficient of the linear term is negative 15. And then the value of C is equal to positive 2 since our constant term is equal to positive 2. Let us now proceed with example number 2. We are given x squared equal to 4x minus 16. So as you can see, this quadratic equation is not written in standard form. So it's important for us to write it first in standard form to get the true values of a, b, and c. So writing it in standard form, all we have to do is to write all the terms at the left side of the equation. So using the addition property of equality, or simply we're just going to transpose 4x and negative 16 to the other side of the equation. So our new equation in standard form is now given by x squared minus 4x. So we transpose positive 4x to the left side together with negative 16. So this will become now plus 16 equal to 0. So x squared minus 4x plus 16 equal to 0 is now in standard form. So therefore, we are now ready to get the values of a, b, and c, which is very essential in solving quadratic equation using the quadratic formula. So our a here, since the quadratic term does not have a numerical coefficient, it is understood that the value of a is 1. The value of b here is negative 4, the coefficient of x, and then the value of c is positive 16, which is our constant. Let's proceed now with number 3. We are given 3x squared plus 11x equal to 8. So first, let us write this equation in standard form. So this will become 3x squared. You just copy plus 11x. And then you transpose, or using the addition property of equality, you transfer positive 8 to the other side of the equation. So that will become negative 8 equal to 0. So since this is already in standard form, I'll give you 5 seconds to get the values of A, B, and C. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, let's see if your answers are correct. So A here is positive 3, B is equal to positive 11, and C is equal to negative 8. So those are the values of A, B, and C. So let us now proceed with our fourth example. So we are given here 5x squared plus 2x equal to 5. Again, write the equation first in standard form. I'll give you 5 seconds in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, so the standard form of this quadratic equation is 5x squared plus 2x minus 5 equal to 0. So we are now ready to get the values of A, B, and C. So A here is positive 5, B is positive 2, and C is negative 5. Next, the last example, we are given 7x squared plus 10x equal to 1. Again, we write it in standard form. Anyone? In 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, so the standard form of this quadratic equation is 7x squared plus 10x minus 1 equal to 0. And then the values of A, B, and C are the following. So A is equal to positive 7, B is equal to positive 10, and C is equal to negative 1. So this skill is very essential in our solving quadratic equation using the quadratic formula. So we're done with the recall. Let us now proceed with our solving process. Okay, going back with the formula, we are given x equal to negative b plus and minus square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So after getting the values of a, b, and c, all we have to do is to substitute the values of a, b, and c. So let's start with example number 1. We are given x squared plus 3x equal to negative 2. So by this, let us write the equation first in its standard form. So the standard form of this quadratic equation is x squared plus 3x plus 2 equal to 0. So now we are now ready to get the values of a, b, and c. So a here is equal to positive 1, b is equal to positive 3, and c is equal to positive 2. And then after that, we're going to substitute now the values of a, b, and c to the quadratic formula above. So that will be now x equal to negative. And then we have b, 3, plus and minus square root of 3 squared minus 4 times 1, the value of a, and then the value of c times 2 all over 2a. So the value of a is 1. So we substitute. After the substitution, we're going to simplify. So we have here negative times 3. So simply that is negative 3 plus and minus square root of. So 3 squared, 3 times 3, that is 9. And then negative 4 times 1 is negative 4. Negative 4 times 2 is negative 8. All over 2 times 1 is 2. And then we continue with simplification. Again, copy negative 3 plus and minus square root of 9 minus 8 is 1 all over 2. And then we continue with simplification. So we have here x, copy negative 3 plus and minus. Get the square root of 1. The square root of 1 is 1 all over 2. So when we are done with the simplification, we're just going to solve for the two values of x. 1 is using the addition, and then the other one is using the subtraction. So let's have first x sub 1 using negative 3 plus 1 all over 2. And we have x sub 2 using negative 3 minus 1 all over 2. And then we're just going to simplify our answers. So for x sub 1, we have negative 3 plus 2. We have negative 2 divided by 2, which is equivalent now to negative 1. So our x sub 1, or the first value of x, is negative 1, followed by the second value of x, or x sub 2. Let us simplify. So negative 3 minus 1, we have negative 4 divided by 2. And then we simplify. Negative 4 divided by 2 is negative 2. So those are the values of x. X sub 1 is equal to negative 1 and x sub 2 is equal to negative 2, or vice versa. So pwede yung magkabaliktad. Depende sa ating uunahin. Okay? So ang nakita natin ay nag-substitute lang tayo. So punta tayo sa ating next example. Ayan. So we have 2x squared minus 6x plus 4 equal to 0. So kung papansin natin, this quadratic equation is already in standard form. So dahil standard form na siya, hindi na natin kailangang pang-ayusin. So kukunin na natin agad yung value ng a, b, and c. Okay, so sa example na ito, a is equal to 2, b is equal to negative 6, and c is equal to positive 4. So after that, we can now proceed sa substitution. So lahat ng value dito sa quadratic formula na a, papalitan lang natin ng 2. Tapos yung b, papalitan lang natin ng negative 6. And then yung c naman, papalitan lang natin ng positive 4. Okay, so let us proceed. So we have x equal to negative quantity, negative 6. Ito yung b natin. So may negative tayo sa labas kasi nandun yung sa formula. And then plus and minus square root. Then we have negative 6 squared minus 4. Ang a natin ay 2. Ang c natin ay 4. So babaan lang natin ito. All over 2 times 2, which is the value of a. And then we simplify. Negative times negative 6 is now positive 6. Plus and minus, square root of negative 6 squared is positive na 36. And then negative 4 times 2 is negative 8. And negative 8 times 4 is 32. So we have negative 32 all over 2 times 2, which is equal to 4. And then we simplify. Copy 6, positive 6 plus and minus. 36 minus 32 is equal to 4 all over 4. And then we simplify to get the square root of 4. This is now x equal to 6 plus and minus. The square root of 4 is 2 all over 2. And then we get the x sub 1 using addition. 6 plus 2 equals 2 over 2. And then x sub 2 is 6 minus 2 naman all over 2. And then we simplify to get the value of x sub 1. 6 plus 2 is 8 divided by 2. So this is x sub 1. 8 divided by 2 is 4. So x sub 1 is equal to 4. Then to get the value of x sub 2, we subtract. 6 minus 2 is 4 divided by 2. So 4 divided by 2 is positive 2. So the value of x sub 2 is 2. That's it. Okay, let us now proceed with the next one. Okay, still we are having our quadratic formula above. So let us write the equation first in standard form. So let's have 4x squared plus 7x. Then you transfer negative 2, we have plus 2 equal to 0. So kapag naka-standard form na, tsaka lang natin pwedeng kunin yung value ng A, B, and C. So A here is 4, B is 7, and C is 2. We are now ready to substitute. So we have here x, negative quantity 7, plus and minus square root of 7 squared minus 4ac. Ano? We have now, teka, nakalimutan ko i-substitute. Okay, let us erase this. Okay. So, okay. So, A natin dito ay 4. And then yung C natin ay 2. All over 2 times 4. Okay, so proceed tayo. Negative times 7 is negative 7. Plus and minus square root of 7 squared is 7 times 7. That is positive 49. Negative 4 times 4 is 16. 16 times 2 is negative 32. All over 2 times 4 is 8. Then simplify natin yung nasa loob ng square root. That is negative 7 plus and minus 49 minus 32 is 17 over 8. Okay, as you can see, yung 17 ay hindi perfect square. At the same time, you cannot simplify na rin naman ang 17 dahil ito ay isang prime number. So, we will stop with it now. Automatic ang ating x ay negative 7 plus and minus square root of 17 over 8. Pwede na to. Ayan. Pwede rin nating paghiwalayin. Ang x sub 1 ay negative 7. Una positive. Square root of 17 over 8. Tapos x sub 2 is negative 7 minus square root of 17 over 8. Pero pwede na to yung magkasama. Ang i-combine lang natin, yung paghiwalayin natin ng solution will be kapag perfect square siya. Okay? Pero sa number 3, pwede na to. Yung negative 7 plus and minus square root of 17 all over 8. Okay? So that is for example number 3. Let us now proceed with the next one. Okay, so we are given x squared plus 10x plus 16 equal to 0. So by the way, no, sa lahat ng method na pinag-aralan natin, ito yung pang-apat, ito yung pwede sa lahat. Kasi halimbawa, yung extracting the square root, pwede lang siya kapag x squared equal to k, no? And then yung factoring, pwede lang siya kapag factorable yung quadratic equation, pero pag hindi, medyo mahihirapan tayo doon. Completing the square, pwede rin sa lahat. Pero kung saan kayo mas nadadalian, bahala kayo kung ano yung gusto nyong gamiting method. Pero yung pwede sa lahat ng quadratic equation, pwede natin gamitin ang completing the square at ito, yung quadratic formula. So, yung example number 4 is x squared plus 10x plus 16 equal to 0, which is, again, this is already in standard form. So, dahil standard form na siya, kunin na natin yung value ng a, B, and C. So, ang A natin dito is positive 1. Ang B is positive 10. Tapos, ang C ay positive 16. Tapos, substitute na natin sa formula. So, X is equal to negative quantity 10 plus and minus square root of 10 squared minus 4 times 1 times 16 all over 2 times 1. And then proceed tayo sa simplification. Negative times 10 is negative 10. plus and minus square root of 10 squared is 100 minus negative 4 times 16. So we have 64 all over 2 times 1, that is 2. Continue with simplification. We have negative 10 plus and minus. 100 minus 64 is 36 all over 2. Simplify square root of 36. We have now x equal to negative 10 plus and minus 6, the square root of 36 all over 2. Then we can now write x sub 1. We have negative 10 plus 6 over 2. And our x sub 2, which is negative 10 minus 6 naman, all over 2. Simplify natin ang x sub 1. Negative 10 plus 6 is equivalent to negative 4 over 2. Negative 4 divided by 2 is negative 2. And then for the value of x sub 2, we have negative 10 minus 16, which is negative 16 all over 2. Negative 16 divided by 2 is negative 8. Okay, so the solutions for this quadratic equation are negative 2 and negative 8, or the roots of this quadratic equation is negative 2 and negative 8. So let's have our last two examples. So habang nagsasolve ako, pwede nyo na rin sabayan para malaman nyo kung okay na ba tayo. So meron ba tayong dalawang example? So in this example, we are given 3x squared minus 2x equal to 8. So, hindi pa ito naka-standard form, no? So, lagay natin. Pwede nyo na akong sabayan sa part na to. We have 3x squared. Para malaman nyo kung tama or marunong na kayong mag-solve. Minus 2x minus 8 equal to 0. Okay, so get the value of a, b, and c. So, ang a natin dito ay positive 3. Ang b ay equal to negative 2. And c is equal to negative 8. And then, substitute natin sa formula. X is equal to negative quantity negative 2 plus and minus square root of negative 2 squared minus 4 times 3 times negative 8 for c. So, abaan lang natin itong radical sign all over. Ayan. 2 times 3. Okay, so be careful lang sa pagsisimplify niya na para hindi tayo magkamali ng mga signs. So negative times negative 2 is now positive 2 plus and minus square root of negative 2 squared is positive 4. Negative 4 times 3 is negative 12. And negative 12 times 8. So we have 10, 8. So we have 80. Tapos 2 times 8 is 16. So we have 96. So plus 96. All over 2 times 3, we have 6. Okay. After that, we simplify yung nasa loob ng radical sign. So we have 2 plus and minus square root of 100 all over 6. Simplify na natin. Kunin ang square root ng 100. So we have x equal to 2 plus and minus square root of 100 is 10 over 6. Saka natin kunin ang x sub 1. Gamit ang addition muna. 2 plus 10 over 6. Tapos yung x sub 2, 2 minus 10 over 6. After that, proceed with simplification. X sub 1. 2 plus 10 is equal to 12 over 6. So 12 divided by 6 is positive 2. So that is x sub 1. And then for our x sub 2, 2 minus 10 is what? We have negative 8 over 6. And then get the lowest term. The lowest term of it is negative. We divide by 2. Negative 4 over 3. Okay, so we cannot divide it, so we're just going to get its lowest term or the simplest form. So the solutions of the quadratic equation 3x squared minus 2x equal to 8 is positive 2 and negative 4/3. And we are down to our last example. Again, pwede nyo na akong sabayan sa example number 6. Okay, so gawin muna natin tong standard form. Lipat natin yung 2x and 24 to the left side. So we have x squared minus 2x minus 24 equal to 0. So let us now proceed with getting the values of a, b, and c. Last na to. So a is equal to 1, b is equal to negative 2, and c is equal to negative 24. Okay, substitute na natin. X is equal to negative quantity negative 2 plus and minus square root of negative 2 squared minus 4 times 1 times negative 24 all over, ayan, we have 2 times 1. After that, we simplify again. Negative times negative 2 is positive. Sorry. We have positive 2. Burahin ko lang. Okay, so we have positive 2 plus and minus square root of negative 2 squared is 4. And then we have negative 4 times 1, negative 4. Negative 4 times negative 24 is positive. So we have 20, apat na 20. So that is 80. Tapos apat na 4, 16. 80 plus 16 is 96 ulit. All over 2 times 1 is 2. Ayan. And then, simplify lang natin nasa loob. We have 2 plus and minus 4 plus 96 is 100. All over 2. Sorry for that. We simplify again. We have 2 plus and minus the square root of 100 is 10 over 2. So get now x sub 1. We have 2 plus 10 over 2. And for x sub 2, we have 2 minus 10 over 2. Simplify x sub 1. 2 plus 10 is 12 over 2. 12 divided by 2 is positive 6. So x sub 1 is positive 6. And for x sub 2, we have 2 minus 10. We have negative 8 divided by 2. So negative 8 divided by 2 is negative 4. Okay, so the solutions for the given quadratic equation, x squared equal to 2x plus 24 is positive 6 and negative 4. So that's it for our quadratic formula. Thank you for listening. See you again on our next lesson. So, kung kulang pa yung 6 examples, balik-balikan nyo lang yung video kasi pag tinatry nyo at pinapractice nyo, mas maintindihan natin. Okay? Thank you for watching. This is Sir Phil and this is Sir Phil's channel.